Really, really fresh, clean, easy drinking.
Welcome to the Wine List. Today we're going to be talking about Gavi. So Isabelle, first of all, Gavi, is it a grape or region?
Grape or region? So this is my favourite question because especially in Europe, you never know on the bottle, is it the grape or region, especially when it's something like this. So Gavi is the region. It's a very small region. So when you have northwest of Italy, in the top left-hand corner, you've got Piedmont, which is the region. Then Gavi is a sub-region within that. So Gavi is a town. The grape variety that they use there is Cortese. But Cortese is barely used anywhere else apart from Gavi. You get a little bit of it in Australia, but otherwise there's not much. So they just call it Gavi, really. So this one that we have here is Gavi from that sub-region, but this one is Gavi di Gavi. It says Gavi del Comune di Gavi, which basically means that it's a little bit closer to the centre of that region where the actual town of Gavi is.
And is that seen as a better quality thing?
Ooh, you can sometimes, yeah, people like to go for a Gavi di Gavi. There are always different producers doing different things, so you can have an amazing wine that is just Gavi. So you can mix it up. It's not going to be a huge difference between them all.
Okay, brilliant. So what's the kind of classic style between these two, and what can we expect the differences to be?
So I'm tasting these blind, so I don't know the prices yet. You haven't told me. So I really want to know. So this one is, well, both Gavis, all Gavis are just known for being really, really fresh, clean, easy drinking, perfect sort of Italian summer holiday wines when you just sat by the pool. And because they're such high acidity wines, that's why they feel so refreshing and nice to drink. So the fruit flavours that you'll get in both are sort of lemony citrus, green Granny Smith apple, little bit of sort of, maybe a bit of stone fruits like peaches and apricots, but it's definitely very zesty, lemony, that's the main thing. Then usually if they age, and I don't know yet, I'm guessing, I feel like this one just looks a little bit fancier. So I'm going to guess one of them has a bit more aging to them. And when a Gavi ages, it can have a little bit of like an almond nuttiness to it.
Very nice. Looking forward to trying these out. So if you were to be pairing these with some food, what's the kind of classic pairing?
Classic pairing it's like the classic white wine with fish. White fish, shellfish. It's got that amazing acidity to make it feel fresh. And then, you know when you have like a seafood plate and you squeeze that fresh lemon on top? This is that fresh lemon citrus. It's doing exactly that. It's squeezing the lemon. So seafood, but if you want to do it a bit different, you can go for this with cheese, especially sort of really high fat content Italian cheeses like Taleggio. Because it's such a high acidity wine and it cuts through, it's opposing the cheese because it's so rich and fatty and delicious. It's like a contrast.
Because reds are usually more commonly paired with cheese, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. It's because they have loads of tannin in, so tannin works really nicely with fat and salt and cheese, but acidity can work just as nicely as that. It's like that cutting through and drying.
Excellent. We should have got some cheese as well.
I know, yeah.
So Gavi, Gavi di Gavi is one of those wines which, I remember hearing about when I was much younger. It's, Chablis, Sancerre, Gavi di Gavi, the kind of names you knew. What is the history to it?
So Gavi, all of those names that you said, they're all just brilliant words to say. Like you just want to say them and they're memorable. So all of those wines, Chablis, Sancerre, Gavi, you almost have to like smile when you say them. It's like Gavi. But because they're so easy to say, people can remember that. They go to the bar the next time and ask for that same wine. It's not like asking for a Gewürztraminer, which is really difficult to say and you don't want to ask for. So all of these wines got really popular, and especially Gavi, it was really popular in the 1980s as a drink. But then what happened was, because it was so popular, producers were trying to make a bit of money on it. So as a grape, it's really high yielding. You have sort of one vine with one root, and it produces loads of grapes. But the more grapes you produce on one root, it's diluting all of its sugars and nutrients and flavours through all those grapes. So what you need to do with Gavi is you need to trim it down to fewer grapes, because what that does is it concentrates each grape. So when you have the high yielding ones back in the 80s and 90s, they'd feel a little bit diluted and a bit rubbish. But it's coming back around now because they want to bring back that popularity, correct the mistakes, make it better. So yeah, cutting down all those grapes now, making it better.
Fantastic. Well, I think it's time we try them then.
Yes, please.
So I will just pour these out and then let you tell us a little about each one.
Wonderful. You can already see the colour of these. It's like classic Gavi. They're always drank young, and they've got incredibly thin skin, so that's why it has barely any colour to it at all. Super, super light. Exactly the same colour on both of them. Aren't they? They're not giving away any clues yet. Should warm it up a little bit.
Yeah, we left them outside, which in winter obviously it's a bit too cold, but
freezer temperature.
There we go. So this is the first of all, we've got the Waitrose, and this is their own label. This is Waitrose's Blueprint label, which they've got quite a few of these now, and do some kind of more rare grapes as well. But this is their Blueprint Gavi, and the other one is by a winemaker. Actually, do you know, this is a classic thing of who's the winemaker on that label?
Oh, I hate this. The first thing you learn when you're doing your wine courses is how to read a label, and it's so boring, but it's so difficult. So Gavi, del Comune de Gavi, I'm going to say it's La Monetta.
So on the
or is that the name of the wine?
Front of the bottle here. So Gavi to Gavi is obviously kind of where this is from. You've got the vintage very prominently. They're very much kind of hidden the winemaker away from view. But so yeah, on the nose, what are you getting?
Clean, fresh, like running through a field. Is that a bit too much? It just smells like lemons.
No, it is. It's very much, it smells like you're by the sea. You've kind of you can just imagine some seafood being brought out. It's not too complicated.
Yeah, and it's that grass. When I'm talking about fields, it's like grass inside there. Grass, lemons, like herbaceous, citrusy.
Yeah.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Like you could just drink a whole glass of that like water.
Yeah, it's got similarities almost to that kind of greeny grassiness to a kind of Sauvignon Blanc or something like that.
Yeah, but a lot less intense. Like a Sauvignon is doing loads with its flavour. This one's just keeping nice and low profile.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So probably time to have a taste.
Clean, high acidity, my mouth's watering loads.
Yeah.
Lovely sort of crunchy green apples, lemon, and yet definitely that grassiness. Really nice and grassy, but not in an overpowering way, just in like a easy drinking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Drink it on the lawn and it'll match.
Yeah, good park wine, that one.
Yeah, instead of food pairing,
yeah,
situation pairing, but while drinking on a lawn.
Absolutely, perfect for a lockdown spring maybe.
Yeah.
So that's our first one, the Waitrose Blueprint. Now the second one, the Gavi to Gavi. They look very similar. I think almost kind of identical in look. But what's we getting on the nose?
All those same things. So it's still that definite like Gavi, lemon, apple, grassiness, but less than that one. That was really fresh and grassy. This one's got a little bit more to it. Something a bit warmer. Like nutty almonds, like when a Gavi has a bit more aging behind it.
Yeah, it's very subtle, isn't it, though?
Really subtle, yeah.
But actually on the palate, that instantly feels a little bit richer. It's got a bit more body to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, you don't get it so much on the nose. You can tell it's nearly there on the nose, but when you drink it, it's got this lovely sort of... It's definitely not a full wine, it's still light-bodied, but
yes,
it's
absolutely.
fuller than that one.
Yeah, definitely kind of side by side. And I think as that warmed up a little bit as well, we've got these a bit too cold today. Once it's warmed up a bit, probably come to life a bit more maybe?
Yeah, possibly. It's nice to have a Gavi cold because they're so fresh, summer drinks. But yeah, that one you could take a bit warmer.
Absolutely. So, both wines here are the only steer on price I'll give you is under £15, both of them.
Okay.
How much do you think each one costs?
Okay. Right, Waitrose own brand.
Yeah.
It's really delicious, I'll probably buy it again. Oh, I'm torn between 7 or 8. I'm going to say 8.
Okay.
This one, I'm going to say £12.99. Really specific to the penny.
That was very, very close. So the Waitrose own is £8.49.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit more expensive than
it is
before.
Waitrose.
It is Waitrose.
Yeah, you're paying for the lovely shop.
And the lovely wine that's in the bottle as well. But this one's slightly cheaper, so this was $12.79, so definitely a kind of price bracket or two above.
Definitely worth that $12.79 one. Yeah, really worth that.
Yeah, fantastic. So both of these you drink again?
Definitely.
Excellent.
Probably not on a cold winter's day, but on a hot summer's day.
Absolutely fantastic. Cheers.
Cheers. I want this one actually.